Okay, so welcome everybody to the Aesthetic AF podcast. We are really excited today, which I say every time because we are always really excited to have a guest in, Dr. Chanique Ecby. I'm so excited that you're here to chat with us today. We're going to start out a little bit with just give us an idea of the story of like, how did you get here? How did you get to the point where you now have your spa opening or operating?
Yeah. Thank y'all so much for having me here today. I'm very honored. Like you stated, I am Dr. Chanique Ecby. I am a nurse by trade, of course. Went back, got my master's degree as a family nurse practitioner. During that time, I actually had some experience because I started working at an actual med spa. And my background, I was a labor and delivery nurse, so I've always worked in women's health. Love the ladies, girl power, right? When I had the experience at the med spa, I was like blown away. And I'm like, oh my God, like I love the fact that I am helping people boost their confidence level. Sometimes as we age, it's just, oh my gosh, back in the day I was fine, now I'm not type thing. And we haven't changed. Our beauty hasn't changed. The wrinkles start coming and all that. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, just to see the excitement for my clients after they had whatever procedure they had. So I started talking to my husband. I'm like, I think I really want to start a med spa. And I just left it there, went on about my life and my career, did other things, but I kept coming back to wanting this med spa, wanting to do something to help boost confidence because I used to have acne when I was younger. And then came back after I started having kids. And I'm like, why? And my husband just pushed me out there and he was just like, hey, either you gonna poop or you gonna get off the pot. Which one you gonna do? And I'm like, you right. And so he was like, you never know if this will be successful until you just jump out there and do it. So I did. Started off in a little salon in a park type thing with zero clients. And then just built from there. And now it's been 7 years. I'm now in the storefront and just looking for better things to bring to my clientele. But I love it.
Wow, that is awesome.
That's so cool. I love that your husband was like, come on, you keep talking about this, like just jump, right?
Yeah.
You can do it. Yeah. Yeah. It makes a big difference, I think, if you have that kind of support going on. And sometimes like that forced, like that shove in the back to be like, no, come on, you can do this. Let's go. Because we are always so nervous about whether or not we can actually make it happen. It seems scary.
Yeah. Yes, it's very scary.
Yeah. How long in the process was it before you got your storefront? So from the very beginning, what stage was that?
I've been now in my storefront for 3 years now. So within that 3 to 4 year transition, because I did it by myself. I didn't do it with loans. I didn't do anything. And so it was just my own funds. And I was just, okay, I'll buy one one vial of Botox now. And then once that's done, then I'll go and so that's how I just built doing that because it's an expensive world, if you will.
Yeah, it is. What does it look like now? So tell me a little bit, like from when you very first started to a month now, what does it look like for a great month in the business now? And how big of a surprise is it to be from like the first day, no clients, you're sitting there, now what?
Yeah. Now it's still, I'm gonna be completely honest. I still work a full-time job. So I'm not there full time. But I'm very happy because now I'm able to at least pay myself. From before I didn't. And like I said, it was okay, one thing at a time I try to buy. I'm able to have employees there. I'm transitioning now. We had somebody that was there, but she recently left, but I'm trying to get somebody else in there just to offer other type of services as well. So I'm really trying to now build more different things that's there because ultimately my goal is to have like a huge med spa where you come, you put your robe on, you enjoy the day, you have your tranquility pool where you're just sitting and hanging out reading a book. You need those days where you just step away from the family and you cut off your phone. You're like, nope, don't nobody bother me.
Yeah.
But from beginning to now, I'm just amazed. Even when I walk in, I have a waiting area. We got the whole waterfall thing happening and all that. And I'm like, man, and even some clientele that may have had a little hiatus and then they came back and they're like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. This is beautiful compared to you just being in this little four wall space. And yeah, I really enjoy it and I don't take it for granted.
Yeah. That's amazing. I feel like I have 50 follow-up questions in different directions. Uh, so juggling the full-time capacity with then also learning to hire and be a manager and just like all of that growth, how did you do it all at the same time?
I think it's still a struggle because in nursing school or just in the medical field alone, they don't teach you how to be a business owner, right? You learn how to take care of patients. You come in, hey, how you doing? What's the problem? And let's fix it. And so I had to really, and I'm still working on that with this mentality, especially with marketing, because that's the world we live in now, right? And so I'm like, I hate social media. I hate it. And then my husband is, did you post today? Did you post today? And I'm like, ah. And so it's still a work in progress trying to do those things. But as far as with being a boss and having employees, I like to create an environment where people feel comfortable coming to work, because we've all had those jobs where you're like, I can't stand my boss. I can't stand my coworkers, and it's let me just stay in my bubble. Don't nobody bother me. I won't bother you type thing. And I don't want that, because again, this should be a home away from home type environment. If you have to work, you have to enjoy where you are, right? And so that's my mentality as far as with the business. But again, still just trying to come up with new ways and new different things that I can do to put me ahead of everybody else or a step ahead. Yeah.
Well, let's go down that marketing path a little bit, because with you not liking social media and not like figuring out all the marketing stuff, how did you use marketing to go from opening up with no clients to where you're at now?
Of course, I do post. I try to remember. Sometimes it could be days and I'm like packed, booked back to back. And then the whole day goes by. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, I didn't get not one picture. Of anything I did. I'm like, oh my God. But I think for me, I ask my clients, because when my clients come in, we have it's like a counseling session sometimes. I'm like, girl, what's going on with you today? How is everything? We're talking about kids, how the kids are stressing us and all the things. And I'll just ask them, hey, do you mind if I do this? Do I do that? I'm really silly as well. And so sometimes I'll see something, I'm like, oh, I'll do that. And so I love dancing. I used to be on the drill team and all that. So I don't mind doing that. So I'll do something silly just so the audience, even if they've never come to me, they see that I'm really down to earth. I'm not this high sedity person that you can't come and talk to or whatever. And so I want them to know that I'm down to earth. You're going to have a good time when you come here, whether it's for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or even an hour, depending on what your procedure is. And you feel satisfied overall, right, when you leave. So that's my mentality on my take as far as with marketing. It's not just stuffiness and let me just show you a picture of what I've done type thing. I put myself in front of the camera as well.
I think personality and showing your personality on social media is so important, because there's a ton of med spas. We all know that. And so having that personality come through and making sure that the people coming in your door resonate with who you are as a person, I think it's just so important. So I love that you're being authentic on social media and not just like putting a graphic up that has no personality behind it. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think it makes such a difference in your ability when people come in and they get you exactly how you are. Because I think there's so many people, I know for myself, when you're going to a new practitioner and you don't know them and you're nervous already, we're always a little bit of that white coat mentality. Yeah, if I can check you out on social media and be like, oh, okay, she seems fun. She seems like she has like personality. She's going to be enjoyable when we're in there, as opposed to like me feeling like I'm doing something wrong, or you're going to lecture me about the fact that my skincare routine's not right, whatever that might look like. I think that makes a big difference. So I like that. I like that. How do you, are you doing any sort of like tracking to like your marketing that you're doing and then the direct ROI? So the actual sales that are coming from it, are you seeing tracking from people booking through social media or through other marketing efforts?
No, because honestly, so I don't even know how to do that because I have a out external booking link that I use because that how they book is actually the patient's chart, if you will, the portal, and I don't know how to directly get that information. No, usually from social media, I usually get like a DM where somebody's asking a question or and then they'll say, hey, can I book? And then I may call them or I'll send them the link for them to book because it's really self-booking. And so it's not really, I don't get a lot of phone calls physically. I would like to book on this day. Some people do, but it doesn't matter. Usually, mainly it's the self-booking link that they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's one of the things that we talk about with med spa owners pretty often is just making sure that the marketing that we are doing is actually the stuff that's translating into bottom line revenue too. Having that link, you can make the connection with, okay, I did talk to that person on DMs and then they trickled through, right? So a little bit of tracking there, but yeah, it's interesting because I think that's a problem, a struggle for a lot of med spas is how to do that in a really effective way so that you're really making sure that all those marketing things like what is resonating. Does everybody come like right after you do a dancing fun video, or does everybody come after you do something more technical, or does it matter? Is it just showing up and showing up regularly when you do it 3 weeks in a row really well, and then you're like, oh look, people are showing up, and then being able to see, okay, I need to schedule that in more frequent, whatever that looks like.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So are you, for your marketing, are you just doing social media right now? Is that primarily how you're getting clients? Or are you doing ads or anything else for?
Early on, I used to run a lot of ads through like
Mm-hmm.
Facebook. And honestly, I used to do a lot of specials when I first started.
Yeah.
And it took one of my reps to tell me, hey, you just have to know your worth. And because if you keep running all these specials, that's what people get used to. And that's hard for me because like I said, I'm a nurse first. I always want to make sure that people are satisfied and they're comfortable and stuff. And I get it. I know this world, like I said, is expensive, but I had to get there. And so like my specials, they're far and few between. It's Mother's Day or Christmas, something like that, but it's not every week. It's a different thing. And I've had to learn that it's okay even when people call and they ask, what's your price? And I tell them my price. And then I've actually had a person call me one time and told me that I was in over my head with what I
Oh,
was charging because down the street they charge way cheaper. And I was just, okay, then that's probably where you need to go, but make sure that the product is legit. But joy go with you. Thank you. Instead of before, I would be like, oh, you're a new client. I could do this for the, you know what I'm saying? So
yep.
I had to get there to know my worth. And it's okay that people go elsewhere. It is. Just like y'all said earlier, with just my personality and everything. And I think I just have a step above because you're seeing so many times now on the news where you have these people that's not even medically licensed doing
Yeah.
stuff and harming people, but people are going because, oh, it's $9.
Yeah. I feel like learning that it's okay for people to go elsewhere is such an important lesson for all business
Yeah.
owners
Yeah.
and every industry too, because it's not just in the med spa industry, it's any business that anywhere. So it's really cool to see that shift from like that, oh shit special to the planned out campaigns. And seeing that shift, I think is really cool and just an awesome lesson to learn that it's
Yeah.
okay to lose that kind of business because it's really not who you want anyway.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. And I think it's a hard lesson. I know as I'm thinking about who's listening to this podcast, right? And if they're at the very beginning of their journey, it feels really hard to be like, meh, enjoy the lady down the street. That'll be fine. That feels really hard when you're like, I just need a client to come in
I
here.
need a
Maybe I can
client.
convert them to a long-term client, and maybe this would be revenue long-term. And so there's that turning point, but I do think it's that lesson that has to be learned in order to grow. I think otherwise sometimes we get business owners that stay stagnant at a certain level, and usually it has a trickle of that exact thought of, I just need to get the client that comes in the door, whether you're at the very beginning or whether you're at that like next level. We all go through those stages, I think, on repeat of, oh no, is this the last client I will ever see? I think for some reason, business owners, not MedSpa exclusively, it's everybody, it's all of us too, are constantly like, maybe that's it. Maybe that was a good run and it's over now. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your plan for expansion is to open up a big med spa where it's like the full day, all of that. So what steps are you taking now to get to that goal?
Very good question.
Good question. I'm like,
now you sound like my husband. What are you doing, Chanique?
Get off the pot. No.
Honestly, I'm completely transparent. Again, going back to even though I've been doing this for 7 years, I know in the back of my mind, in order for it to fully come to fruition, that full-time job is going to have to go.
Yep.
Yes. And that's what it is. It really is. I have so many friends that are nurse practitioners in other locations that have opened their own med spa as well. And they're just like, Chanique, I had to quit. I had to quit that world and get full time here. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. I'm like, I just had a kid graduate from college. I got 2 more coming behind them. And I'm like, it's scary. It's scary. And I know that part of my plan is not really going to be full throttle until I give 150% over there. And so to answer your question, I guess nothing right now.
Let's poke that a little bit.
Okay.
What if you could wave a magic wand and you were there? What day is it on the calendar?
I would probably say in a year. I would give myself a year.
Okay.
Why are you looking like that?
I love it. No, because I'm like, then it means you probably need to do some stuff right now.
Yeah.
I feel like you've got a resignation notice to be handing in, maybe, but it's fine.
I think that I would just have to just say, okay, this is it. I'm done. Let's just go for it type thing in order for me to do it. And because the thing is too, I think what's scary is because my husband is an entrepreneur as well.
Okay.
And so I'm like, I have the guaranteed steady, and I know that, hey, we know at least mortgage is going to get paid.
Yeah.
This steadiness compared to if we both entrepreneurs and we still dealing with the community and banking on everybody doing what we need to, bringing in what we need to bring in. I'm like, I'm scared type thing. And so that's the thing.
It's a hard leap to make. But I think I had hired Sam actually for coaching. And one of the things I was in a predicament of, it's just scary. Like being one of the main providers for your family and like all of that pressure of what if this doesn't work out? And she was like, go down that path. What if it doesn't work out?
Yeah.
Do you lose all your skills? Can you not get your job back?
That is true. That is true.
But then you put all this time into building it. And I think it's also important to walk down the path of, okay, you make this amount of steady income, but how much income could you make if you were giving all of that time to the other? So I think there's some journaling and soul searching in your future.
No, but that's a very good question. You're right. I will always have my license and I always have my experience. So yeah, you're absolutely correct.
Especially in your industry, right? If you quit your job and turned around say you give yourself a deadline, a reasonable deadline to be nice to yourself, but say it's a year. And if after a year, we're not at this threshold, then I'll go back and I could go back a 0.25 or a 0.75. You wouldn't even have to go back full time to bridge that gap. But if you did that and you knew you could go get a job on Tuesday,
Mhm.
any Tuesday you can get a job, then does it feel less scary if that's true, that you could get employment again right away if you needed it?
It doesn't feel that scary now that you have said that. No, you made a valid point.
Your husband's going to be calling us later to be like, good
Girl,
job.
I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give. Look, y'all gonna have a free membership, okay? I'm be like, come on.
I like the idea of sitting all day in that pool with my book.
Yeah.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Away from children.
Away from children and
Right.
oh,
You're like, you're walking out the door. I'm going to work, but you're really not.
yeah. That sounds perfect. We'll pretend to be working while we're there.
It's a meeting.
There you go.
I think it's such a like strong thing to think about that though, right? Because we, by nature, humans are wanting to protect ourselves from any sort of risk, right? Whether it's physical risk or emotional risk or financial risk. And we talk ourselves into the idea that like the job is the security. And I always think my husband is a corporate guy. So he's had a job. He's not an entrepreneurial guy. And he's always, my job's more secure than your job. And my argument is if a client fires me, I've got more clients. If your client fires you, you're hooped.
You don't have a job. Right.
You're done. And he's not 100% bought into that at all. But when I think about it, I think like you have so much more security because you're like, oh, I just need to ramp up what I'm doing over here that I know generates money. And if the hospital or the location that you're working at said, we don't need you anymore tomorrow, you'd be like, well, that was a strong message. I guess I'm doing it, right?
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Got something to think about now.
And be like, uh-oh, now what have I done?
I know.
I'm trying to think if is there anything else you wanted to talk about specifically today? Because I think the story of where you started and where you're at and your vulnerability and sharing like how that's going is so valuable for other people listening to this that are going to be at every stage in their process too. I think sometimes we see people and we make assumptions on, wow, she makes it look really easy, or wow, it's going so well, nothing is hard. And that's just not the reality. It is like every new stage as a business owner, no matter where you're at, is hard and requires a bunch of decisions that we don't know what we're doing at any given time. And we're hoping it works out. But what does that next stage look like for you? So we know your big dream. We've got that sorted. We're doing that tomorrow. But besides that.
It is on the calendar, yes. As I'm getting older as well, I love the aesthetic world. But like I stated earlier, my background is women's health, even though I'm a family nurse practitioner. And those are my two loves, right? And so now I am in the process of how do I merge those two as far as because we're all getting older. We need to start talking about women's health and men's health too, right? Because men are going through things too. And I think for now, where Face Value is headed is merging the two, where we are talking about the perimenopausal symptoms because we don't talk about it enough. Everybody just keeps to themselves, oh, this is just a natural thing that occurs. But that also can lead into with the whole aesthetics, with you not feeling good about yourself and all. And so what a world that would be if we can merge them. And so that's where I'm leading. I'm like, okay, don't forget, Chanique, just talking to myself. At the end of the day, you still a nurse practitioner. You still know your stuff about doing women's health and all that as well. So how can we put this together and have a whole world that people can come and take care of our whole self? Because that's the thing. We have to take care of our whole self, not just one thing. The whole body, right, needs to be aligned in order for us to really age gracefully. And so that's what my motto is: value the skin that you're in. And it's not just about the wrinkles. Like the skin is our whole, right? And so that's where I feel like Face Value is shifting and, where my path is going right now too. Yeah.
That is so exciting. As a person who just turned 46, I am so excited.
You look good, girl.
Oh, thank you. My 4 children, they're keeping me young.
I'm right behind you. I'm right behind you next month. So yes.
It's such a discussion, right? And it's only now, like, I know that these conversations, I certainly didn't hear my mom having when she
Yep.
was this age. And
Mhm.
there wasn't discussion between her and me and my sisters. There was no dialogue about this stuff. There's more conversation now, but I think we're starting to just open the door between it is okay to have these conversations about how you're feeling, how your body's changing, and to get support and assistance in that way so that you do feel good. Like you feel good inside your body and also your external body feels as good and works as well as you want it to work, right? These creaky
Yep.
joints and all the things. I think that's so exciting. I think there's so much in that wellness and aesthetic side, like that are partnered together. I think will be a massive shift in the next 10, 15, 20 years in this industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get ahead of the game.
I like it. Being at the front of that path, that sounds great. Plus, also, we need somewhere to do our meetings. So I like
Yeah.
it. Is there anything else
Yes.
you wanted to chat about? I think this was
we
so
covered,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, y'all opened up, y'all put some thoughts in my head, so I really appreciate it. Seriously. And if my husband was here listening, or when he does hear it, he's gonna be like, see, I've been telling you, and I'm like,
Yeah.
We'll send him the clip.
Yeah, we'll send him.
Oh,
We'll just
Lord.
make a special clip and just be like, please send this to your husband. Thank you.
Oh, Mom. Well,
Perfect.
thank y'all so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. This has been a great conversation. And I think such a eye opener for anybody who's listening that's at any stage of business that you're right where you're supposed to be. If it feels hard, if it feels like there's decisions to be made at any time and you don't know what that's going to look like. Yeah, that's everybody. You're not doing it wrong. This is just how it is as a business owner. Yeah. We're all here to support that overall, but we really appreciate you coming and sharing today. This was fantastic.
Thank y'all, and thank y'all for what y'all doing too, getting the word out there.